Talking about evaluating the Virginia Tech game, you only got 14 points, but obviously they had some success running the ball. And what were your big picture takeaway from that?
It's never any good. You get pissed off when people run the ball on you. Now I told the guys though the whole time. I think I said it in here too. They're like a triple option team now. Like they are going to run the ball 40, 50 times. They're going to run it with the quarterback. They really do a great job in the run game. Those kind of teams, like you're not going to shut down completely. All you're going to do is make them work for the yards, and then eventually something's going to happen. Whether you can take the ball away, crucial stop in a situation, something, and then once you get the ball back to the offense and they get up enough, and you got to make them throw the ball, then it should be game over. And so, we didn't do a couple of. I didn't like the tackling in there. Just our tracking. I thought our alignments again. Our alignments were off, so runs that should be 3 and 4 yards are gaining 7 or 8 yards just because we're a whole man short, we're a whole man over one, and then all of a sudden, like he can't get there to make a tackle. So, but it's always better to correct those mistakes in a victory than it is in a defeat. So we gotta correct it because again, you got another team that's they're gonna see it. They're gonna run the ball. They run the ball well. I mean, they were averaging like 150 plus yards a game rushing. So, it's gonna be a challenge.
You guys lose Jabril for the season, but Shamar's kind of stepped up into some starting roles throughout the year, and obviously will be one of the guys to replace him. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, I mean, Duty, as his process continues to grow, like he continues to produce and he continues to get better. I think that's the biggest thing with him is he's a guy who athletically wise, skill wise, he's up there with some of the greats. He's long, he can run, he's twitched up, he's super competitive. He's got good instincts. So the sky's the limit for Duty. He just needs to continue to grow, continue to do things the right way. And the more opportunities come to him, it's gonna prove to him like, hey, if your process is working, you're gonna make plays and produce. And if it's not, if you're not taking care of the details, if you're not on it both on and off the grass, then chances are when those opportunities come, you're not gonna make the most of them. So I'm glad to see him turn that way. He's maturing and it's showing up, but we need to continue to help him.
Chris, you spoke about wanting physicality against Virginia Tech. Where did it end with regards to what you were hoping for?
Yeah, no, not getting obvious. 200 yards, nothing. Like that's nothing. Now there were some individual performances that I thought were really good, and there were some things that we did do well. Anytime you can take the ball away, anytime you stop them on fourth down, give the ball back to your offense, like those things can be game-changing plays. But again, like the rule number one is you don't want people to run the ball on you. That opens up everything, and so got to go back and just again clean up and make sure why those things are happening, and then put those guys in a position and tweak things in practice so that way they're getting the extra work that way, and then let's see what happens.
When some of you mentioned alignment issues and stopping the run, when it's something like that I guess is controllable,
Yeah.
Free play, is that positive to you in that it can be corrected, or is it more frustrating? I guess how do you view it when it's something that is a controllable?
Oh, I mean, it's really frustrating. You know what I mean? Obviously, when that's why they ran the ball for 200 yards. You know what I mean? Like when you're not aligned right, or your eyes aren't in the right spot, or we got one side of the defense running one thing, we got another side of the defense running another thing. Like, that's frustrating. But again, to correct it in a victory, to still go out there and do things that you need to do, like I'm not happy about that. But what I am happy about is things were going like that, and they were able to like still be even keel and calm down enough to make certain plays in the game that gave the ball back to the offense for them to go blow open the game. And so you have to be real, and you have to take away the good and the bad. I don't like the alignments. I don't like the physicality at certain times, but there's some guys who literally made some big time plays. I mean, Mandrell made big time plays. Jerry, I mean, it was awesome to see him play like that. I mean, he goes out in the first series, makes the interception, but then later on, he makes that stop. He's in man coverage, guys. He's in man coverage, and he recognizes the set 4x1. He sees the swing, he sees the ball, and he runs up there and he makes a tackle for a loss. I mean, like that's big time football. And for all the slack he's been taking and stuff, like guys don't truly understand like how well he really did play. And so, again, you take the good and you take the bad. You try to fix the bad. You try to amplify the good, and then you try to get the guys back. You know, right now they're on empty slates for a team again that is really, really, really good on offense. I don't care what happened to them last week. Like, you know, everybody's gonna have their off weeks. They are a really good offense. They're really good offense. You watch them. Their wide receivers, they're really good. Their running backs run really hard. They're really productive. Their tight ends are dynamic. You know what I mean? Their quarterback is as smooth as they come. He reminds me of a young Jaden Daniels, like just smooth. He's good enough to run it around, you know, but he wants to throw the ball. You watch his balls, they're on the money. This is a good offense. So, you know, we got to make sure that we correct that stuff, but we're honing in on what we have to do to go play in hostile territory.
Go back to your right for Corey. There was a play I asked Coach Morgan about this in the Clemson game where he was very frustrated with Jerry, took him off the field,
Yeah.
you guys took him off the field. To see him start the game like he did, the interception's great, but that play you're talking about where he triggers immediately.
Mm-hmm.
How good is that to see, just as a coach, to see a guy taking coaching, I assume taking coaching and making a play like that and answering the call?
Yeah, that's a microcosm to life. You know, I mean, he had a thing there for senior day, okay, and so he was emotional about it, and again, man, just the kind of the motto of the week is built for it. Well, that just shows you, you know, just a little thing about him, like you said, Clemson game, just kind of got off track there, had to get his mind back right. And then to come back the next week and probably play his best game, I mean, that's life, right? But that's the process. You're going to get knocked down. He got back up. And so, you know, kudos to him and really, really grateful and thankful for him. And then now he's getting himself ready to try to go play another great game here at NC State. So it's good for him.
When you've been part of teams that had success on the road, are there common things that you saw in those teams, and what does this team need to do to get this?
No, I think the commonality is just the confidence and as we say, like being like water. Like, again, you're going into a hostile territory, you're traveling, doing all that stuff. You're sleeping in hotels, all that kind of stuff. There's going to be a lot of distractions. There's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows of the game. You know what I mean? And you just need to be very calm. I mean, you need to be confident and calm. And then when your time comes, you got to make the play. I mean, you just simply got to make the play. And coaches tweaked up some of the stuff on the schedule, you know, and finding the right formula for this team, because every single team is different. No matter where I've been, no matter what coach, like every single team, nothing is ever done the exact same way because every team is different. You know, has a different feel to it. So he's doing that, and you know, as coordinators, we're doing our part to make sure that the guys feel confident in the game plan, and so they can go execute and go into again. You know, I played down there when I was at Syracuse, and it's a really good environment. ESPN Friday night, you know, all eyes on us. So it's gonna be a heck of a ball game.
You mentioned CJ Bailey a little earlier about just how hard is it to game plan for him and how disciplined you have to be, because he can launch him downfield as quickly as he can take off for a 10.
He can make every throw, dude. He can make every throw, and he's good enough to extend plays with his feet. Now, he don't want to run it like that, but he is as good of a quarterback at extending plays and throwing the ball downfield as you'll see. You know, he's athletic, and again, the weapons around him. I tell you, they got 3 or 4 wide receivers that are all really highly skilled guys with the ball. They got both running backs respect like crazy because they run hard as heck, man. These guys break tackles. They run through tackles. They run over you, through you, around you, spin moves. The tight ends, both of them, I mean, good blockers. Seven is a really good wide receiver as well, weapon that way. So, man, like he operates the offense. He knows. So it's gonna be a challenge. We're gonna have to be really locked in, know the game plan, but more importantly, how we do things, how we tackle, how we rally to the ball, you know, how we attack the ball in the air when it is in the air, how we play man coverage, how we play zone. Those things are going to be probably the most important things.
Staying with the theme of their offense, when they have an outside receiver like Trelly Anderson and a guy like Justin Jolly who can do so much in the middle of the field, how much does that complicate it for a defensive scheme?
When you have to defend everything, it's tough. So, like, you know, if you look at their scores and stuff, nobody has truly stopped them. I mean, they've had some off days. They had a really off day last week against a good team. But if you look at all their scores and all their yardage and points and stuff, like they score points on everybody. You know, they run the ball on everybody. They are able to be efficient enough in the passing game on everybody. So you got to be great in the situations. You know what I mean? Like when they run the ball, you know, we got to keep the runs down to a minimum. So that way when we get a chance to play coverage, whether we blitz them or whether we play full coverage, you know, you're gonna have to make plays. This is a playmaker game because they got so many weapons. You're gonna have to make plays. One-on-one, you're gonna have to make some plays. So, you know, just rallying and making sure the guys feel confident in it.
I wanted to ask about Mandrell's sack.
Yeah.
When we talked to Coach Norvell, he said he has the ability to, I guess, do gap and make a choice.
Yeah.
The reaction time for him, I mean, he makes that wrong choice. That could be a long running play.
Yeah.
Someone that young to have, I guess, the awareness to and reaction time to make that. How unique is that?
Yeah, I told you earlier, like he a freshman, but he really not a freshman. Both the twins are like that. You know what I mean, Daryl just hasn't been in those exact positions yet, but both of them, I mean, they're not really freshmen. You know what I mean, those guys are football guys, and they're really instinctive, and they saw it. You know, just like you said, if he misses that play, it's probably going for 40. I mean, it's wide open. He's taking off running, especially with that quarterback. He's gone. But for him to be able to see and lock, you know, go back to his training, all the drills that he does in practice, all the things that the T-Night takes him through, for him to lock out, to see the ball, to go over there, and then like to actively try to put his hand through there and punch at the ball like that, that's Headsy. I said I thought he should be a freshman All-American, but you know, I know he's a freshman All-American. But he's truly growing to be one of the better D linemen in the country. Period. So, got to continue that process. Continue to do the things that make him feel confident in the scheme and himself, and then let him rock out.
What's his upside? His future? We're seeing it all kind of like three games in a row. I think with the sack. It's happening very quickly, but like how much better can he still get?
Yeah, I mean a lot. I mean, like, you know, he's going off of pure instinct now. Just wait till he's bigger, faster, stronger, and he anticipates and he knows blocking schemes, and that first blink to him. Like right now, he's taking 2 blinks to see it, and he's just reacting. Pretty soon, he's going to be big, fast, and strong, and he's going to blink, and in that first blink, he's going to know exactly the play, and that's where you get guys whose pictures go on the wall, and you know they're All-Americans. They're up for the Nagurski and all that kind of stuff. He's got that kind of potential, but and a lot of guys, some of the other guys do, but again, that's just making sure that we surround him with the things he needs in order to grow that way. You know what I mean? That we continue to pour into him. He continues to live the process, him and his brother, and just let him grow. So.
All right.
What was it like, you know, for you as their leader to kind of see the players, the defense players particularly, you know, having Ethan back around the team and just kind of that, you know, what this team's been through in that instance, but for Ethan, but also for the guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a tight group. Like you said, when again, like I said it before, like the adversity, you don't play in the kind of games you played in, and you know whether they've gone our way or not, like still be able to fight back in position to give this team and this university a chance to win games like that, like that shows something else is there. You know what I mean? There's something else is growing inside of them, and that's a great example. You know, Ethan and everybody rallying around Ethan, and truly, like it ain't no fakeness there. Like he's a brother. Like he's one of their brothers, and so like, you know, them seeing him, it inspires all of them to understand the moment, right? Like you have no idea. You step 1 foot the wrong way in life, like you had no idea. And so for them to see that, like to see that and feel that right there with him, like and his fight and his journey, bro, that's big time ball. That's the team right now. That's the team. They're fighting, they're staying together, and it feels like the more that adversity hits, the closer that these guys are getting. So we just got to keep on believing and fighting and giving things to be confident with.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Great for you guys. Thank you.